Hello friends, a very warm welcome to Ansarkari. I am Vikas Bhardwaj. Continuing our understanding of different key concepts which reflect both theory and practice of democracy, let's see the foundations and the basic ideas behind media and civil society. Our goal is to understand what is media, what is civil society, and what is their role in democracy and governance, so that you can bring your key concepts in your answer writing, and also they will be helpful for personality test later on. So in the information age, if I start asking you, because everybody knows the term media, and obviously social media is more famous now these days, and it is ubiquitous. That means it is available, it is there 24 into 7, and also civil society. So in the information age, that means in the 21st century, especially the second decade of the 21st century, who holds more power? Is it the state which is holding more power, or the media driven society which is having more power? Please understand. So the question is not that I want you to tell in an absolute way that who holds more power, but you have to understand that power is there. State is very powerful, but then media driven civil society is also very powerful. And this amalgamation or this churning creates more power, maybe towards the people and maybe from the people. That is what we have to understand. It is a dynamic process. So let's see what civil society is. What is the concept of civil society? Dennis McQuail. We have to remember this. We have to code this also in our answers that civil society is a free, democratic, and not oppressive. It is not oppressive. Civil society is free, it is democratic in nature, and it is having a legal sanctity also. That is what is called civil society. That means it is deeply linked with the idea of public debate and public sphere. That also means that there is always a room for alternative social forms. What are alternative social forms? Every society is moving forward with lot of social ideas, social customs, and also social behavior, which is changing, which is being changed due to impact of so many factors. It is in this context that civil society plays a role to promote certain kind of virtues, values, and social behavior. That is what you can call alternative social form. Civil society is providing an alternative social platform, and it is deeply involving voluntarism also. Whether it is about spreading the idea of, say, cleanliness, or it is about creating a corruption free society, or it is about for example promoting road safety, or is it about promoting organ donation. It is about promoting awareness about rights and so forth about the specially abled people. So this creates a dynamic system of interaction between government and private citizens. That's how it is. Very important. And what is mass media? The mass media is very important because mass media creates the stage for conversation. It is in the news. Charcha mein hai. It, it creates the scenario for debate. It creates momentum and also dissemination of knowledge. For example, Indian Express, when it brings investigation series, when it brings the core idea which is very much relevant to the people, then that is being debated, that is being taken up by the government also, and at times it is taken by the judiciary also. That means we can agree that civil society opposes populist or authoritarian society. That is very true. It opposes. For example, role of India against corruption movement, it was led by civil society groups and it was amplified by media. Amplified by media. Media covered it, like it went on to promote it. Mahol bana diya. That's what we can say. So my question to you, does civil society strengthen democracy or it destabilizes elected governments? How do you see it? Because we also know that India against corruption movement later on went on to hands from great personalities like Anna Hazare to the newbie and also, coming up politicians claiming that we are very honest, and later on you know that how it is moving on and how that had fizzled out because you also became one of those hardcore politicians. So this is what we have to see, and please write this answer also. Characteristics of civil society includes freedom of association. Any group of people can create a group, an association which is open for membership for diverse goals. As I told you, there can be many goals, whether it is health, whether it is education, whether it is charity, whether it is old age, whether it is health. So many areas are there. It is non-coercive in discussions and deliberations. That means there is no force. There is a hierarchy, there may be a system, but there is no force. There is no forceful attitude. There is a reasoned debate. Everybody is able to put forward their ideas, like in literature, like in, school education. We have, what kind of school education, what kind of books and syllabus we must have, and so forth. It is grounded in empirical reality, because it's not that it is only promoting its own myopic idea. It will be valid across cultures, that means beyond their own sphere of operation. For example, RTI Act 2005, it emerged from civil society activism. So not only just in Rajasthan, but in rest of India also it was demanding, and that is how transparency was very important core part of that. My question to you, so that we can debate further and we can have good deliberation and discussion, and later on you can be also getting such kind of questions in the personality test, that can civil society remain truly independent when funded by political or corporate interest? Is it possible? If it is possible, then please write how it is possible. Now let's see the concept of media. The popular form of medium is media. That means number of mediums. All forms of communication is part of media. You mean all forms of communication, चाहे वो written है, digital data, television, radio, books, magazine, internet, everything is part of mass media. It also includes news. It also includes art, whether it is painting, whether it is music, whether it is theater, whether it is movies, and educational material also. That means media is a very important channel which society uses for communication. That means number of channels are there for with society which are being used for communication. So Doordarshan is a state-controlled media, or Prasar Bharati, and whereas social media platform like Twitter, it shapes public opinion because everybody is tweeting, and that's how something called trending, trending, viral, all these words comes into picture. So is social media a democratizing force according to you? It is promoting such forces which are actually beneficial for a nation and everybody gets equal chance? Or is it a threat to informed debate? Why we say threat to informed debate? Because there is WhatsApp university all around. A fake campaign starts, a fake news starts, and then it becomes a kind of a mainstream news. Like in case of health, मेथी का पानी पी लीजिए, diabetes बिल्कुल क्योर हो जाएगा. There are so many hacks every moment which are being uploaded. So is it really good, or what must be done? So please think and write an answer in 150 words. Whereas media and civil society coming together, there is an interconnection because both are supplementing each other. Both are influencing decision making, whether it is the state level, government level, and even at the international level, and they are also promoting policy information, because policy will be formed when there is a debate, and it is also contributing to conflict management and resolution also. So when we see after India's independence, then all these elements have been part of it. And media is covering something, civil society is also promoting it, then a culture is being created. And that's how a state also becomes more smarter, state also becomes more confident, state also becomes more, fiscally prudent, especially after the post Cold War, that means after India's independence, and we can say uh, beginning of the 21st century, then there is a sea change, we can see that. But then media has always been there. For example, media coverage of farmer protest of 2021. It amplified civil society voices, that what they want. Government also went on to hear that. And it went on to force the central government to have policy consideration. That's how it is. Is just one example. There can be example of, say, for example, Bhudan movement when it took place. Then also media and civil society plays a very important role. Gandhian movement, Green Revolution also, Green Revolution you can see. And then there are so many other important examples. If we just see from that perspective, please make a list. So we can see this question, that media and civil society acts as check on the state power, or they are the parallel centers of power? What do you think? Your answer will decide how you think, and that will be helpful for us to move further with illustrations. So media is a public sphere. Media as a public sphere is very important because it is providing stage for debate. Very true. It is providing stage for debate because something is being uploaded, something is spoken about, whether it is women's safety, whether it is about gender sensitization, whether it is about, you know, against the dowry practice and so forth. And it is also a medium of knowledge dissemination. It encourages active audience participation. Say, for example, air pollution in Delhi. It is being debated, it is being discussed in the public sphere. So government will be forced to take action. It is a big, big issue, whether it is cleaning of river Ganga. So we agree that it connects citizens with the state forces. Another example is televised parliamentary debates and the news channel sharing public opinion on governance. You see, evening channel debates are very important. They are forming every day and the weekly debates. So, my question to you is, does media create an informed citizenry? That means a reasoned and a smart citizen, or it is creating a polarized society where we went on to stigmatize or we went to stereotype and we want to, criticize certain group or certain kind of people, certain society groups and so forth in our country. How do you see that? Now, civil society, as I just said in the beginning, it is against authoritarianism because it is acting as a buffer between the state and the citizens. Vibrant civil society, because vibrant civil society is going to oppose populist and authoritarian regime. It will write letters, it will do a conference, it will do a certain theater, it will do certain kind of meetings and so forth. So it encourages freedom of expression and it also encourages participation. For example, roles of NGOs and civil society in resisting emergency in 1975 to 77, very important because that was authoritarian measure. So our question must be to think that can civil society alone prevent authoritarian drift in a democracy alone? Can it do so? Or it always requires certain kind of other supporting groups. That's what we have to think. Now let's conclude. Civil society means space for freedom, association, and deliberation. There are media means channels of communication, debate, and knowledge, and together they are the pillars of democratic accountability. Very important. You would write in your answers. For example, Supreme Court judgments are often influenced by civil society petitions and media campaigns, though they are very much empirical, they are very much on the law, but we are just saying so. In India's democracy, who shapes policy more? If you think so, try to write this answer. The elected government or the unelected voices of media and civil society. Very important. Once you start writing this, and along with that, the way we are doing newspapers, then your thought process will emerge and your own notes will help us to get success. So, with these ideas, we'll be moving forward to more important and very, very, uh, defining topics on media and on further topics. So keep working, keep writing, keep making notes, revising them, making your short notes in order to get success. Thank you very much for learning with Ansarkari.